Good morning. It is a beautiful morning and I think my elderberries are finally ripe. Now I've never done anything with elderberries, but a friend gave me this bush 2 years ago and last year I missed the process of getting them and I think they're ripe. At least some of them. I'll show you guys. Alright, so I think these are ready to get picked. It looks like they're starting to fall. So I read that you should just cut off the whole stems and everything and then drop the berries. This one obviously is not ripe yet, but these guys do look ripe. This one looks really good. So I don't want them to go to waste. Oh, those look really nice up there. I might need to get Art's ladder so we can start this process.
Some are under there.
Where's up? Yeah, see, I think the birds got these guys. And Lydia found one on a leaf. They look like they're ripe. So I was reading online and apparently the easiest way is to pick them off, cut the stems off the tree and then to put them into a bag and freeze them. And then when everything's frozen, just like shake the bag or whack it on the table and the berries will actually come off the stem easily. And I think because not all of these are ripe, I want to do one batch. I think I'm going to pick the ones that are ripe today, freeze them, and then I'll just wait for the next batch to finish up because it looks like I'll probably have another batch in a week or so. But I don't, last year I lost them all to the birds and I don't want to do that. So it looks like they're starting to pick at them. I'm going to pick what I can today, freeze them, and then maybe in a couple days pick the rest, and then I'll do a video for you guys of my first time making elderberry syrup and what I think of it. So I'll pick out the green ones, but I think, I don't know, I've never done this, but it looks like a pretty good crop of elderberry.
Another one that fell on the ground.
This is a total learning curve for me here. I've never done this before, but I want to learn more about growing my own herbs and using them for our family. I grow echinacea, but then the rabbit got it, remember? So I don't know if I ended up getting any echinacea at all this year. See, we're just going to chuck those. We don't need those. Let's pick out the green ones.
Uh-oh, I took the black one.
Oh, don't chuck the black one. All right, I think I'll go throw these in a freezer bag. Let's go, kiddo.
We're all picking off the green ones and then giving them to Mary so she can put them somewhere near her bird bath so more like attract more birds.
All right, folks, so it has been almost 4 months since that video clip that you just saw, and I wanted to give a quick update on the elderberries. So I did end up harvesting them and ended up storing them in the freezer in a bag. But 2 weeks ago, we all came down with various forms of the flu. Not a good thing. So I ended up texting my midwife. I'm like, any suggestions for what to take, anything like that, just to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. And she said, elderberry syrup. And I went, right, they're all in my freezer. So I took that bag out that I put all those elderberries in originally, shook them around, and most of those had dropped down to the bottom. I ended up getting this container, another container about half this size, and then 1 full cup of frozen elderberries out of that bag. I think that's a really good crop. And I did end up making elderberry syrup that night because, well, what are you going to do? Everybody's got the flu. This is how I picked out the biggest pieces of debris, and if I were to cook these, which I'm not doing right at this moment, I'd probably pick out the rest of the little pieces of debris. Most elderberry syrup that you make at home has fresh local honey in it. I can't give Daniel that. So the night that we all decided that we actually all did have indeed the flu, I ran out and picked up some of this elderberry syrup because it has no honey in it. And this was what I used for Mr. Daniel. Now when you make when I made my elderberry syrup, there was something noticeably different. I don't know if you guys can see this in there at all. There might not be enough lighting in it. This is a very syrupy syrup. It's not very liquidy. It's just very, well, it's very syrupy. My homemade stuff is very, very not syrupy. And I found out that when you make your own homemade elderberry syrup, the difference is the homemade is not going to be nearly as syrupy. So this was almost full when I made this, and everybody was taking 2 teaspoons every day while we were sick. Did it work? I can't tell you because we were already in various stages of the flu, but I know it certainly didn't hurt. Several of my children had high fevers, but once we started this, the high fevers disappeared, and anyone who got sick afterwards actually did not get the fever. So I don't know if this worked or not, but that's sort of my experience with the elderberries. I will be filming a video. I need to make more. Obviously, you guys can see I'm almost out. I am going to use these and actually film how I made my elderberry syrup. I really didn't know what I was doing. I went to different websites online, read how they made it, and just took kind of all the data that I was reading and seeing and put together, well, a syrup recipe. The kids didn't think it tasted bad. Art said it tasted really good, and I just flavored it with some cinnamon sticks and a few other spices. I can't remember exactly what. I was making this late at night because, well, I wanted to get into everybody's system. So make sure you stay tuned for that video, because that will be, if it's not directly after this video, it'll be coming in the next week or two, because I do have a whole bunch of these. I have heard that for the 2019-2020 flu season, that the flu is actually making its appearance a lot earlier than it has in past years. So considering we've got the holidays coming up right around the corner, I suspect I'm going to be wanting my kids on a lot of this elderberry syrup for the next couple of weeks, because we were sick for over 2 straight weeks. Not fun. Again, remember, we have 10 people in our house, so even if one person isn't sick for all that long, if everybody just kind of topples like a bunch of dominoes, it takes us a long time to get through the illness, and this was certainly something we didn't want to spread around. So we were in quarantine for almost 2 straight weeks while we all got better. I was really happy with the amount of elderberries that my bush ended up producing. By the time I got back out to the bush to get the last of those few clumps of berries that weren't ripe at the time when I harvested the first crop, the birds got to them. So that was the entire crop. I want to say it was something like 2 or 3 pounds of elderberries that I ended up getting from that 2-year-old bush. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Now please be sure to subscribe to this channel and keep an eye out for that video on me making elderberry syrup for the 2nd time in my life. I hope you guys are all staying healthy and well and have a fabulous 2020. We'll see you for our next video. Bye.